It's like a word that maybe even might not be in the dictionary. It's called chalupa.
Chalupa?
Yeah, I think that's what they would call them if I was to make them. This will turn out to be the best breakfast you ever had in your life. A tostada and a chalupa. Because a chalupa is really crispy on the outside, folded over like a taco, and put with meat in it and everything else like that. But let's have this for breakfast, you want to? So you get the really softness, sort of like a pancake in the middle, but also you're gonna get that crispiness around the edge that's been fried. So I think we need to make it, and y'all can watch it, and then you'll say, that needs to be a word in the dictionary.
Chalupas!
Yes, I really like that word, don't you? Because see, corn masa. Look, we have a attentive little person here that is wanting to see the finished product. He heard us mention something about breakfast and meat. So 2 cups of this. And folks, you get to thinking something about Mexican food. Y'all need to check out our Mexican playlist, because one of the first things that I did, and I don't know how many million views it's got now, is tamales the old-fashioned way. Be sure and check that out too. We're gonna add a little bacon powder because we need a little oomph to it, a little bit of salt, and let's go ahead and mix that up really well. Now, a lot of people would just be adding warm water to this, but I really think that this enhances the taste. That is some chicken broth, and we're going to use a cup. We're also going to add about a half a cup of warm water. So, oh, that's a little much. That's more than a half, Lou. Don't do that in the kitchen floor. You'll get in trouble. Now, if we just had a spoon, and we don't have one, Shan, so I'm gonna have to go get one. Didn't take too long, I hope. Get your spoon, just go to folding that over and over. We're gonna get this into a ball of dough, but I like to start on the area of too wet because we can dry it out if we need to. I just always have used chicken broth, and we're gonna add a little more here just to make sure. And when you make this, you can use what you want, put it in a baggie, seal it up, and you can refrigerate it and be just fine. Break it out the next day, next morning, but make sure that it comes to room temperature before you start. You can see that is pretty wet. That's sort of like where I really want to start, is there. All right, when you get this to where it is not sticking to your hands, there's a lot on my hands. Hang on just a minute, Lou. You can see it's not sticking anymore, but it's pretty pliable. It's got some moisture in it. So let's quit right there. Put you a little of that masa down there so everything's... Which way's the wind blowing, Shan?
It's blowing today.
It is good. If you feel like this is getting too dry while you're working it, you can add you a little more water to it, put it back in the bowl. But I think we're in pretty good shape because you can see how it's sort of not crumbling because it's dry, but it's balling up because it's wet. And that's where we want to start. So just keep rolling it over a little while. When you get it back to that ball, dump the remaining ingredients out of here. Get it covered up. Now we need to let it sit while we brown up some bacon and sausage. Well, and it took me some bacon and sliced her down the middle and then diced it up pretty good and put it over in a skillet to fry, but also some breakfast sausage. And guess what? Kent is getting forgetful because we got to put this dough back in here because I forgot a vital ingredient that goes in this. We'll put some of these green chilies in there. I like to use about 3 tablespoons. So we're going to fold this back over here and see can we get it all worked in there. That's going to give us a little moisture. I like to pinch off a little bit between the difference of a baseball and a golf ball. We're going to start with this one right here. We'll go ahead and peel you one more off here. Now you can, if you're going to make a bunch of these, you want to make breakfast for everybody, or you can have these for lunch, whatever you want to do. you can divide this up into probably going to make about 6 of them balls right there. So get that done. I'm gonna put this in the ice box, and me and Shannon are gonna have it for later. All right, when you get to this point right here, you need to come over here and find something, because I hope at your house the wind ain't blowing. This stuff can be nearly as dangerous as saran wrap. So we're gonna go about, there we are.
That's wax paper? No, it's parchment.
Parchment paper. You can use a baggie. You can use whatever the wind will let you lay down here. Okay, I can already tell that Shannon's gonna have a graphic up there. Parchment paper versus Kent. Parchment paper is gonna win. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. So, we ain't got a tortilla press out here, but we do have one. But this is what I used to use on ranches so many times when I didn't have nothing else. Put that pretty well in the center of the paper. We'll see if we fold this over where we're at. Give it just a little mash. Take the plate, give it another mash. When you get it here, you remember when you used to do that hula hoop? You gotta give it a little hula hoop right here at the end. Now we're gonna see how big we are, because I want it to be a pretty good diameter. I'd say nearly probably 6 inches if I was guessing. So we'll see. I think we like just a little more, so we're gonna give it another one. What do you think, Mage? Mage says, I think that'll work right there. There you go. There is your first contestant on I Want to Be a Tostada, or a chalupa. What do you call it?
What do you call it? A chalupa?
A chalupa, yes. You can see how them green chilies have spread themselves out through that masa there, so it is looking good. I'm gonna meet y'all over here at the little Camp Chef burner. We're gonna get that same skillet that we fried that bacon grease in, reserve half of the grease, maybe a little less than that, and we're gonna fry these up, and whew, we're gonna make us a tostada.
No.
Huh?
No. Chalupa.
Chalupa, yeah.
No.
Chalupa.
Tochupa.
Toschupa, I like that one, yeah. All that bacon grease that you might have had in there from them bacon, just leave you a light, thin layer laying on there. You can save the rest for something else to make some of Shannon's homemade tortillas. And we're just gonna lay that right there in the skillet. And we're just gonna let it cook. Now, if you got one of them big flat griddles or a hot plate, something like that, that you can cook more than one on at a time, and you don't have no bacon grease, smear your little butter on there first, you'll be just fine. Now, when you're frying these, you will probably want to be on a medium-low heat, because you got that skillet too hot. It's not like you're cooking a flour tortilla, because remember, we got some thickness in there. So we want to just slowly brown it, and then we'll flip it, brown the other side. Now, when you can take that, and you know this skillet is seasoned really well, but see how that thing slides around? That's really going to help. Don't try to cook this in something that ain't seasoned or something that ain't going to slide out there, because that masa will stick to the bottom of that, and then you got a mess. You think I could flip that up in there?
No, don't try.
What do you think, Mage? He said, ain't gonna work, Dad. We've been on about 2 minutes. Let's get under here. Now, if you ever go to do this and you think one side's trying to crack or something, always have you another spatula ready that you can. But you can look at that golden brown goodness right there. Oh my gosh, that baking powder has sort of puffed this deal up. We need to go ahead and put some cheese right here on this. Now, when you're cooking these, I would say sort of cook them like a pancake. About how brown you'd want a pancake, that's about as far as we're gonna go. Now, when that side does set up here in a minute, something that I have loved to do is we're gonna flip that cheese and all back over to get that cheesy goodness really melted everywhere in there. It is gonna be fine. Go ahead and give that cheese just a little mash, because we want it to adhere to that chalupa tostada. And we're going to turn it over just so we can get that cheese really good, melty, cheesy flavor flowing everywhere throughout. And it don't take long. See how that cheesy goodness has melted right on there? So our first contestant, he is ready to come out. Now you need to keep these in a warm spot if you can. Let me get this one over here in a warm spot, and we're going to fry that other one up. We're going to fry as an egg, and we're going to layer on the goodness plumb to the top. Didn't take long to finish up that chore, it didn't, and ooh, it'd be looking really good. But I was telling Shan while we was doing this, whew, you could nearly put 2 eggs on there and have a really gourmet meal. You could. I'm gonna go ahead and feed my help right quick, Shan, because they've been out here doing a pretty good job. So we got a little cheese and bacon left here. Old timer, thank you so much. Dooker, you need to get on up in here. Come on, it's cheese time. Oh, come on. Little bit, did you think you was getting left out? Attaboy. I'm gonna let culinary, whoever wants it can have it. I don't know where Cletus and the gang are, but they not present. I think I'm just gonna start right there and cut that, and then cut that right there. All that cheesy goodness is coming my way. Do the chalupa dash. Woo! That'll make you dance all day right there. In a way, it's sort of like a tostada, but also it's like a pancake too. I mean, it's crispy there on the outside. Got that good. Let me cut you this one right here, and I'll sort of show it to you. You can see that it's still got some tenderness there on the inside, and that's what I really like about it. Get that cheese melted right there on top, and then fried egg, bacon, and sausage. You can't go wrong. Don't get no better than this when you can share it with y'all, because y'all are family to me and Shan, and that's what food's been always about, is sharing with friends and family, and we're so glad to have you. But it is with pride and honor and privilege that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag flying in there. We appreciate you one and all, we do. The rest of you, get on up in here, I'm gonna give you a hug. But remember, what can we do to make somebody's life better today? It starts with me and you both. Thank you so much. I'll see you down the chalupa, what are we gonna call it? I'm gonna see you down the chalupa tostado cross breakfast. I don't know what it is.
Mexican breakfast trail.
All right. God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the Mexican breakfast trail.
Divide it into like equal
Right.
pieces. So I don't know what that is.
You can see how them green chilies is well corrupted. I don't think them was corrupted green chilies.